Hello and welcome to Learn with Indrjeet. This is another video in the series of videos titled Code Like a Pro in Visual Studio 2022. In this series of videos, we are learning about keyboard shortcuts that can be used in Visual Studio to increase coding speed. In the previous videos, we have covered navigation and scrolling shortcuts, code selection shortcuts, multi-cursor shortcuts, editing and deleting shortcuts, formatting, indentation and code cleanup shortcuts. So if you haven't watched those videos, please go ahead and watch them. In this video, we'll be looking at find, replace and code navigation shortcuts. So to start with, we'll be looking at Control F, Control H and their options. Then we'll be moving to the code navigation using F12, Alt F12, Control F12, Shift F12 and Control T or Control comma. So let's start with Control F. So let's go to Visual Studio, and when we press Control F, we can search for any word in the code. So let me just show you some of the options. So while we are in the find box, let's say we search for, okay. So let's say we are looking for response. So as soon as we type something in this inline find dialog, all the occurrences of response, irrespective of the case, are selected, right? Now, while we are in this dialog and press Alt C, it will start searching for only the matching case words in the code. So see, only the response starting with small r and everything in small case is selected now, right? So this is match case using Alt C. If we press Alt W, sorry, we should be in the find dialog to do that. Alt W will have whole word. So it is now highlighting only the response where the whole word is response, like so, right? Another one is Alt E. Alt E stands for the regular expression. So it matches using the regular expression entered in the find dialog box, text box. We have options to search in the current document, current block. So let's say my cursor is in this onGet method and I select current block. So the current block is now selected. It is now looking for response in small letters as a whole word in this block only. We can change this option to the current document. So it will now start looking for this in the whole document. We can go ahead and click on all open documents. Right now we have only one document open in the current project, whichever project is selected, and in the entire solution. So if we click on entire solution, we have options to like find all, find next using F3, find previous, shift F3 and find all. So if we click find all, we are now looking for response in small case letters in the entire solution. So see, every file that has this word is here, and if we want to open any of that file, we'll just click, double click will open that file, right? So this is finding a text. So let's get rid of these options and now look for replace. So for example, we have this variable over here, API response, and I want to replace it with something. So while I am on this letter, if I press Control H, it automatically takes this word to the find box, and in the replace with box. Let's type it again. I want to say I want to change this to response from API, but I don't want to do this in the entire solution, and also I don't want these ones to be replaced. So this is, I want to replace only the variable names. So I want to first of all match the case, one thing. Second is the whole word, Alt W, and now it has selected only those variable names that are there with API response with a capital R, right? So to replace, we have two options. One is replacing one by one, and another is replacing all the occurrences at once. So to replace one by one, we have Alt R. So let's do that while we should be in this find dialog. So Alt R, see the first occurrence is replaced. Now look here, the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, like so. So we can replace one by one, or we can replace all of them at once. So I am not going to do this in the entire solution. I will do this in the, let's say, current block. So only this block, right? So only this current block is now selected, and if I press Alt A, sorry, you need to be in this dialog only. So Alt A will replace all the occurrences at once, only in this current block, because we have selected this. If we want to replace everything in this current document, see, pressing first, just go to the find box, find inline dialog, and then press Alt A. So it will replace every occurrence in this document, right? Okay, so this is Control F and Control H. So let me go back to the initial state using Control Z, and now let me show you one use of the regular expression. So what if we want to remove the empty lines? So for example, we have unwanted empty lines over here and some of them here, and we want to replace these empty lines. So this one is particularly useful. We press Control H, and let's not match the case, let's not have the whole word, and now we start typing any line, anything that is starting with a space, has anything, any number of characters, and then ending with end line character, and press Alt E also to select the regular expression, and then we want to replace it with nothing. So right now every empty line in this document is selected. See, this line is empty, this one is also empty, and these are also empty. So if we click on Alt A now, while we are in this dialog, Alt A will replace all the empty lines with, like, will delete the empty lines. So Alt A, and all the empty lines are gone. So while writing code, some developers they like to have multiple lines between code, and in that process they insert some unwanted lines multiple times, right? Like this. So pressing again, going to the find and replace dialog, and pressing Alt A again will replace the empty lines, right? I hope you understand this. Now the same things of finding and replacing, these can be done using the system dialog that is there, and it can be invoked using Control Shift F for find and Control Shift H for replace, right? So we have more elaborated functionalities in this dialog. So along with match case, whole word and regular expressions, we have look in current document, and as soon as we select the use regular expression, we have this helper button over here. So this is the expression builder where it suggests you how to build a regular expression, right? So this is something more elaborated. And again, we have an option to look in different locations for that current word, for that word, and the replace is also there, right? So this dialog comes with Control Shift F or Control Shift H, right? Now the code navigation is one important thing moving between files and the functions. So let's go there, go to that. Suppose we have this function over here, get by list ID, and we want to see the definition of this function. So let's close this. We want to see the definition. The shortcut is F12. So it takes me to this to-do service interface where this get by list ID function is defined over here. If we want to see the definition of this function in preview window, the shortcut is Alt F12, right? Pressing Alt F12 will show the definition of this function in a preview window, and the file name is over here. If we want to like open this file, just click on this button or Control Alt Home. So it will keep open this file in the tabs. If we want to see the definition, the implementation of this function, we press Control F12. So Control F12 will straight away take us to the implementation of this function. It shows there are 3 references, like 3 places this function has been used. And if we want to see all the references where this function is used, we press the Shift F12. So Shift F12 opens a window which shows all the references of this function. So this function is used in to-dos cshtml.cs. One reference is over here. It is showing that. And another reference is in the index.cshtml.cs. So double click that and we are here in this second occurrence. And the third one is in the service itself. Okay, so we have 3 references of this, 5 references of this, edit partial. So we have F12 to go to the definition, Alt F12 to peek definition like in a preview window, Control F12 to go to the implementation of a function, Shift F12 to show all the references where this function has been used. And now let me show you one more, which is Control T. For example, we want to open the to-dos controller. So we press Control T, it opens up a dialog, go to all, right? It helps us find any type in the whole solution, right? And this dialog can be invoked using Control comma, same thing. So we start typing to-dos controller, and see to-dos controller is there in this project API, web API. We click on that and we are here in the to-dos controller. So to find any type in the whole solution, just press Control T and just start typing the name. So let's say to-dos, to-do lists. So to-do list, this model is there in the domain project, right? Okay. So I hope you like the content of this video. If that is so, please consider subscribing to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of future videos. And please don't forget to tell in comments which shortcut learned today you like the most. Thank you for your time. Keep learning.